Shankar-Ehsaan-Loy are regarded as one of the most notable music composers to have emerged from the Indian music scene. Their album Dil Chahta Hai was such a beautiful concoction of musical genres that it did what A.R. Rahman's Roja did to the musical scene. Now today, the three of them are here together in London to perform at one of the most prestigious venues in the world, the Royal Albert Hall behind me. And this is what they had to say when I spoke to them earlier on. Let's see.
Looking forward to this wonderful venue, wonderful concert. I think it's going to be an experience not only for the audience but for us too, because I think who doesn't want to play at the Royal Albert Hall?
You come, you've done your engineering and then, studied Western classical music, Indian classical music, Carnatic music. How did you manage all of it together?
I guess it's the love for music, and I always believe that I'm always a student. So you got to remain a student always, wanting to know more, wanting to learn more, wanting to gain more and more musical knowledge. So I guess it's a result of all that.
I understand that's a very straight answer to my question, but I'm sure there is something more to it. You have something very special in you that you've been able to combine everything so effortlessly and bring it out. I remember when your album Breathless came out, as a young child, I was so fond of it that we used to admire the way you, brought about your abilities in that. So how did you make that happen?
I think it's a characteristic where you want to take up a challenge. For example, if I hear some artist and if I get blown away by that artist, I want to learn what that artist has done. I want to learn his songs. For example, when I heard Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab, I wanted to sing all his ghazals because I thought that he is fantastic, and I didn't know ABC of ghazals. And I saw to it that I heard him again and again, and I started singing his style, and I sang a lot of his ghazals. So that is one feature that I have, where I take up challenges and I want to do it, and once I take it up, I don't leave it till I achieve it. So I guess that's how it happens.
And as part of the trio together, how do you feel? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah, trio is madness. Yeah, madness has been happening for the last 15 years, and you've heard a lot of our madness. We've composed more than 50-60 films, and so many popular numbers we've done, and it's been a wonderful journey, and I think we are destined to be together at least for a long time.
So how are you feeling ahead of the concert tomorrow?
Well, it's very exciting because we've never played in England before as Shankar-Ehsaan-Loy, and it's been a long time coming. We've been waiting for a gig like this to happen, and I guess this will open out more opportunity out here. And because we've toured the States, we've played in Canada, we've played all over the place but England, and I guess this is really going to be exciting. And what better venue than the Royal Albert Hall?
So what do we expect tomorrow?
Well, we're going to be playing. I wish if we had to play all our hit songs, we'd probably be a 4-hour concert. But we don't have that time. We just have about 2 hours, so we'll do all our big stuff. And it'll be very interesting for the audiences to see, because we perform the songs very differently on stage. It's not like the album. There are extended versions, there are extended solos and improvisation and stuff like that.
What advice would you have for an aspiring lyricist or a writer or a singer?
Well, actually, the thing is that it should be a growth process always. You should always be studying your music or your craft, whatever. Like a lyricist should be being influenced by different kinds of writing, different kinds of literature, not just film music or film writing. Like the same way, like for me, I don't listen to Hindi film music. I listen to some of our own music and something which Rahman turns out. But otherwise, I listen to all different kinds of music. I listen to rock, I listen to fusion, all kinds of things, and that's what really helps my growth, as opposed to being stuck in a rut of being listening to what your industry creates. So I think you got to have a very broad mind and a very open mind towards creativity and absorbing the works of other people.
I think one thing I've been aware of for a very long time, people who've been wanting to make it big in the Bollywood music industry find it very tough to even get in touch with music directors is so difficult, and then have a journey from that on is even more difficult. What would you say for that?
Well, actually, the thing is, it is. I mean, see, it's difficult in the entertainment business. It's difficult wherever you are, whether it's Hollywood or whether it's Bollywood or whether you're an actor, whether you're a writer or whatever. The point is that I guess if you're talented, you will be recognized. It will take some time. Success is a long time coming, or even work is a long time coming. There are people that we've known who've singers and all have come to meet us who are really good singers who just didn't get used because just I mean there's pressures. I mean the filmmaker may want somebody, we may want to try somebody different, but the filmmaker may not agree, or the song just may not be correct for the person. And like I mean like there's a singer called Shilpa Rao who sang on a song of ours called Sayare from Salame Ishq. She just happened to be at the studio and we'd composed a song and we wanted to see hear what it sounded like in a female voice. So we just said come and sing it. She sang it and she was the singer on the album. And then the next thing she had made it.
I think it's our first gig in the UK, in London in particular, and at a very prestigious venue, the Royal Albert Hall. So part of it is extremely nervous, and part of it is we are excited to take our music to all our fans. So I'm looking forward to it.
Working with two more people to compose music, and that too award-winning music, how is the experience like? How difficult or how easy is it to combine with two other people to produce such wonderful music?
You mean how chaotic it is, right?
Well, that you would have to tell me. That is chaotic.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a crazy process because I think we're really friends, and there's a funny side to all of us that within the seriousness there are moments where we crack up, and it's fun actually. A lot of it is really great fun. It's very beautiful, very fulfilling, very humbling at the same time, because a lot of times we always ask ourselves, I mean, how did it actually come about? How did that song actually come about? And then you go back, and next day it's a brand new day, and you start the process all over again.
A new song.
Like a new song, yeah, because and some days it's not so good because there's no inspiration, and you're trying to get a direction or get something happening, and you look at your watch, it says 5 o'clock. Let's call it a day. And so we go out and we hang at the canteen and have a cup of chai or whatever, and you're talking, and suddenly somebody says, hey, I think I have this idea. So we all run back in and quickly put it down. But some days we're on top of it, some days we're not. And we come back maybe next day or maybe sometime in after a week and reevaluate it. And
I've
if it
known
feels
your
good,
daughter
then
is also into playback singing. She's also wanting to make a foray into this field. So how are you motivating her?
trying to give her all the support. She's very talented. She's got a beautiful voice. She sings nicely. She composes pretty nicely too. So right now she's in India studying, and I said if you want to take it seriously, then you do it right, do it and go the whole way. There is no half path. She sung in Zindagi Na Milenge Dobara as well. Yun Hi. She also sung in what's the other one? See, I don't remember my own work.
Senorita जो गाना था जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा. How did that come about?
See, the whole if you've seen the film, it's the premise is actually Spain.
Yes.
So it needs to have a bit of that flavor in the music. So I think that was probably the first song we wrote. Very party, very casual kind of song. Just picked up the guitar and started, feeling your way through. And that's how it evolved. Yeah.
So do you all travel a lot together, have a lot of fun together, and खाते, उठते, बैठते, सिर्फ music की बात करते हैं आप सारे?
सब करते हैं हम लोग. I think it's a great. How do I say this? It's a great. I can't even define it. It's a great feeling. It's a great. There are great moments that we have in the process of making music, in the process of taking that music out to fans, and somehow I think. One aspect of the music is that we always wanted to use our music to heal people in whatever way, in whatever capacity, and even if it's in small doses, if we can let you escape from whatever your woes are for the 15 minutes, 10 minutes to an hour, is well worth it. And I think that sometimes we succeed.
Anything special that you'd like to say for to the London audience today?
Oh, we're very fortunate, very blessed to be here. It's a beautiful city, and unfortunately, personally, I've never really had a lot of time to. I think this is my second trip out here, and it's always been a day. A beautiful city and lovely people, very warm people. A lot of color, and we are hoping that we can play with all our hearts and emotion out to you guys, and make you laugh and cry and just make you feel good. Let's all be one. It's a beautiful thing. Let's do it.